Everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And it's the 25th anniversary today of when Guns N' Roses and Metallica announced their co-headlining tour back in 1992. So Ultimate Classic Rock posted an article talking about the actual tour. And according to Slash in his 2007 autobiography, he said there could not have been a bigger rock and roll bill. And he said it was too cool. They just released the Black Album and we were riding high with Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. So apparently the idea of the tour was hatched by drummer Lars Ulrich, who at the time was so taken by GNR, he started wearing a white leather jacket in the style of Axl Rose, just like he did in Paradise City. And the tour was set to take place across North America in the summer of '92. Now, as you guys know, James Hetfield, I don't think has ever been a huge Guns N' Roses fan. He sort of lumped them in together with the LA hair metal scene. And according to one book, Into the Black, the inside story of Metallica 1991 to 2014, a meeting between Ulrich, Rose, Slash, and Metallica's James Hetfield and their respective management representatives took place in the fancy Los Angeles French restaurant Le Dome, and ostensibly to iron out logistics, of which there would be many. You know, the questions of who would go on first, who's going to support each other, and how much would the purse be each night. Of course, Metallica knew Guns N' Roses would always be late each night, so they offered to play first. And basically, it was about $750,000 per show, which Slash revealed in his autobiography. They spent about 80% of their earnings each night because they would go on late, they would pay overtime, they'd pay fines, they'd also have these lavish parties after the actual gig, which Slash wasn't a fan of. So according to Slash, he said, we had a meeting before it began because Metallica camp was concerned. We were having major problems getting on stage on time, riding that high-low roller coaster. Metallica was not a band to pull that kind of S off, so they wisely opted to play first to avoid being pulled down by our bills, or by our bulls, I guess. It could be probably both. And then Slash and Ulrich actually held a press conference at the Hollywood Club Gaslight to reveal the details of the trek, and said, I've always wanted to play with these guys ever since we met them in 1987, said Ulrich. I'm the one who had all the late night conversations with various members of Guns. Back in 87, we were the bigger band. Then they became the biggest band in the universe. Now in the hard rock scene in 1992, we're the two biggest bands. Taking the two biggest bands from one genre of music and putting them together is unprecedented. There have been like major obstacles, but we still really want to do this, Slash added, but we'll get around to it. Also, I don't think any of us realized when we sat down and had our drunken talks about doing this tour together, Ulrich added, how tough it would be to get 3 months of this happening because it was left to the managers, agents, and accountants. This would have never gotten off the ground. So they said a lot of the planning was done in good faith because they were friends with each other. And they did a 26-day tour kicking off at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., and their final show was in early October in Seattle, which is also Duff's hometown. And, of course, Nirvana and the grunge band's hometown as well. And Axl actually went off on Kurt Cobain and Nirvana during their final show. Now, you guys are probably wondering, Sid, are you ever going to do a true story about this tour? And, of course, I will. I'm going to do a very in-depth recap of the actual tour at some point in time. But I just shot the video for what's going to be the longest true episode story that's going to be coming up on my channel in the next couple months. I'm not going to let you guys know what it is, but I have briefly alluded to it in this video. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Did any of you guys go actually see the stadium shows that Guns and Metallica did? Comment down below and let me know. And as always, make sure you subscribe for all things related to Guns N' Roses. Take care.